Okay, so we're going to get started, and I am going to just quickly share my screen with you.
Okay.
This one. Okay, can you see that okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through the basics so that we're on the same page. Um,
Mhm,
so, what are essential oils? Essential oils are naturally found in the seeds, the barks, the stems, the roots, the flowers, and other parts of plants. They're highly concentrated when distilled for purity, potency, and efficacy, and they're used for a wide range of emotional and physical wellness applications.
mhm,
So, to give you an example of how pure and potent they can be, it takes 1,000 pounds of oregano plant to make um, to make 1 pound of oregano oil. So it's really concentrated. It's really potent. It's very strong, and it really is like medicinal grade. These oils.
mhm,
So there's so many oil companies out there, and I know when I started looking into oils, I wanted to know why DoTerra versus, I tried a bunch of
mhm,
different companies.
mhm,
I settled on DoTerra, and the main reason is because they have this thing called CPTG, and there's actually
mhm.
a bit of a typo there, but it does stand for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oils. So what that means is they're sourced from a global network of growers to ensure that the most pure and I never know how to say this, but efficient essential oils are used. And so basically, whenever we have the option of choosing between growing something in its natural habitat versus in a greenhouse, we always choose the natural habitat because science has shown they're going to be more therapeutic and you want that
Mhm,
therapeutic quality, right?
mhm,
Our oils have been rigorously tested for purity and potency. We test our oils 7 times, whereas the average essential oil company will test only twice. So, I really appreciate that. We're free from fillers and artificial ingredients, which is really important. So, there's nothing fake in our oils, there's no
mhm.
synthetics. And there's no harmful contaminants, so no pesticides, etc., right? It's totally pure. And what I like about the CPTG, the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade testing, is basically what they do is doTERRA they basically get a sample from whoever's going to send them the oils. Let's say it's from Africa. They'll send a sample. The sample goes to this third party, non biased company who does the testing. They test
Mhm,
the oil just to make sure that it is actually pure and that it does have the therapeutic grade. So it's making sure there's no pesticides, that there's no synthetics, no fillers, all of those different things. And then it's also double checking that the therapeutic quality is there. So therapeutic quality basically boils down to, does it do what it's supposed to do? So lavender is supposed to help with anxiety and those anxious feelings. And um, they're checking to make sure that the chemical component that's naturally in this plant to help with anxious feelings is actually there. Because you can get a beautiful smelling lavender oil from a certain part of the plant and actually totally miss the therapeutic quality that you need. So that's why some oils out there, they smell great, but they don't actually do much for you. It's because they're not testing for that therapeutic quality. So we want to always be making sure that, when you're spending your money on this, that it's actually going to do the job it says it's going to do, and it'll be pure so that you can trust it. You're not putting harmful chemicals into your body that your body then has to fight and process through, all of those different things. So that's kind of what so first of all, they test it there, and then they'll tell the people, yep, it's pure, it's therapeutic grade. So then they send the whole batch, and that way then doTERRA doesn't even buy oils that aren't pure or therapeutic grade,
mhm,
right? There's no worries about that. So then doTERRA gets the oils. They do their 7 levels of testing on it. And at the very end, they send it back to this third party, non biased company who then tests it again for purity and therapeutic grade to make sure that doTERRA didn't mess with it in any way, shape, or form. Or that, something didn't fall into it or some weird thing happened like that. They're testing
mhm.
it one more time. And then they'll brand it, yep, that's certified by them. And then we sell the bottles from there. And what's really cool is on the bottom of every bottle is like a little number, basically a lot number. And so
Mhm,
you can actually go to this website called source2u.com. and you type in this number, and it will show you the test results from this third-party company, which is so cool. We're the only essential oil company in the world to post our test results online, and especially to be posting a third party's company's tests online. It's incredible. And that was what sold me. I was like, yep, I want a company who is so confident in their product that they are posting these tests online, that people can actually see them, and that, you know, they refuse to sell anything less than 100% pure, which means a lot to me because my body is very sensitive to things right now, just because I've been going through all these sicknesses. And I know that what I'm putting in my body or on my body is actually safe, right? And obviously I don't have, like, I can't test it myself. Like, I don't have the resources to do that. So I need to know that they're safe. And this is the best way, this third party company posting it online to say, yeah, it's pure, right? I really appreciate that. So that's why that was the major reason I went with doTERRA. But the second reason is because it worked. When I tried the oils, they actually worked for me. And I'll go into that in a second. doTERRA provides empowering solutions. So we provide health conscious individuals with a safe and natural alternative to medicines and all kinds of different things out there that are often really harmful for the body, or that we could even have harmful reactions to. Can you still hear me? Yep. Okay. We have few.
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, great. There are few, if any, undesirable side effects when you use the oils as directed. So it is very, very rare for someone to have a negative reaction to the oils when they use them the way we, you know, the way it's laid out too. So I really like that because they're safe. One drop is often all that's needed to achieve a powerful benefit. So, you know, these bottles have 250 to 300 drops in them, and you only need one drop a day roughly. So this could last you for nearly 3/4 of a year, which is pretty awesome investment. We also do something called co-impact sourcing, and this like hits the little missionary in me, you know? So we cultivate partnerships with artisans, small scale growers and distilleries all over the world. We organize growers into cooperatives, creating tons of jobs and improving income for them. We establish stable pricing with a trustworthy long-term buyer, which basically means whenever we have somebody who is basically, okay, so let me just give you a bit of context. Other essential oil companies, they use a middleman. So when they go to buy oils from other countries, they have a middleman that goes and negotiates for them, buys the oil, and then upsells it to the company, who then upsells it to the person that they're selling to, right? doTERRA decided to cut out the middleman because they were realizing that farmers in third world countries were being paid pennies for what we were then turning around and selling for hundreds of dollars, some of the oils, right? So they were just like, this is wrong. We can't do that anymore. So they decided to cut out the middleman. They went directly to the farmer and actually let the farmer set their own wage, which was like unheard of and made a lot of other companies mad. And so they let them set their own wage. Then they also will enter into contract with them where if they do a long-term contract, if for some reason, like let's say they said they would bring in 1,000 pounds of oregano, and for some reason the plants couldn't grow because of lack of water or like a drought that year, doTERRA will still pay them as if they had brought in their full quota, which is incredible, you know, when it's because of Mother Nature, right? So I appreciate that because my dad's a farmer, and you know, whenever he's trying to reach those quotas, it can be really terrifying because you're like, you know, if you can't reach it, then you have to pay out of your pocket to make up the difference here. And so I love what doTERRA is doing. I think it's wonderful and should be done everywhere, you know? So yeah, I really appreciate what they do for the farmers. They help build houses. They build they dig wells, they build schools, they do all kinds of incredible things, like cry-worthy efforts. They're amazing. So yeah, that's kind of that. Okay. Too far. Here we go. So how do I use essential oils? There's 3 ways. They're really simple. Anybody can do it, which is I love. First way is aromatic, breathing it in, basically. So when you diffuse it, like if you have, I don't know if I can pull my diffuser up here. A diffuser like this.
I have one.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. Good. So when
Yes,
you
I have it here. For sure.
nice, yeah, I'd love to see it.
Oh,
Oh, it's so pretty. I really like that one.
yeah, it turns color, and then you could put it for 13 hours,
Oh,
or
great.
I think it's 3, 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. That's brilliant because that'll be good for like overnight as well, which I love.
Yes.
Perfect. So good. So that's a it.
That's a good start.
Perfect start. So there are a couple of other ways that you can do it. I'll just quickly show you. So
Okay.
if you had an oil, you could put a drop in your hand, rub your hands
Mhm.
together, cup it over your nose and mouth,
Mhm.
and breathe. And that's aromatic as well. Just
Mhm.
exactly. Nice and easy.
Mhm.
Usually you want to make sure it doesn't go near your eyes, so just keep it low,
Mhm.
but that's that. You can also
Mhm.
take the lid off the bottle and smell it like that.
Okay.
That's also aromatic. So in a pinch, that's a good way to do it. What I love about the diffusers is that you can then make sure that it's getting all the way into the house, right? So
Mhm.
and other people can smell it all at the same time. You're not having to constantly sit there sniffing the bottle.
Mhm.
It's a longer term thing, especially for sleep.
Mhm.
I use my diffuser every night and I get a much better quality sleep
Mhm.
than if I don't. So I love my diffuser. I'm so glad you have one.
Mhm.
The best way to know how many drops is when is basically you put maybe 3 or 4 drops in, and then start it, leave the room, and when you come back, if you can smell it,
Mhm.
but it's not overpowering, then that's the perfect.
Mhm.
If you can't smell
Mhm.
it, turn it
Okay.
off, add a drop or two, leave the room,
Okay.
come back, and see if you can smell it then. So that's the
Okay.
best way to get set up
Oh,
your diffuser. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because every room is a bit bigger or smaller. And so when I'm doing my living room, I have to put like 6 or 7 drops in, but for my bedroom, I
Okay.
only do 4, right? So
Okay.
it just depends on how big the room is. And so you kind of figure out what works for your bedroom.
Okay.
The second way is internal, and I would only recommend this for doTERRA oils because we have that CPTG grade of essential oil. You're guaranteed that what you're putting in your body is actually safe. And the problem is a lot of other oil companies, and I've went to a conference that they were sharing with us about this. They said that again, it was a non-biased company who went out and they bought a bunch of oils from the top 5 different oil companies around the world, and then they tested them all, and the oil companies didn't know they were doing it. So what was crazy is doTERRA was the only one that was pure every single time and had the desired therapeutic qualities that it was supposed to have. The other oils, like one bottle would be fine, and the second bottle would do the opposite of what it was supposed to do. Like it was crazy. Or sometimes it was like they said a lot of
Oh,
the
wow.
other companies,
Mm.
a lot of the other companies will dilute their oils with synthetics or
Mhm.
with even like coconut oil or olive oil, things like that. So you're not even getting a pure product. And
Mm.
I know there's one other company that my
Yes.
friend used, and she said they would tell her to put like 20 drops in her diffuser. I was like, what? And it's just such a diluted
That's a lot.
oil, right? So that's why you have to put more. And then
Yeah.
like oils, I don't know if you've
Mhm.
ever gotten a headache from an essential oil, um, but I'm very sensitive to synthetic smells. So I used to get headaches from all the other different oils, and I never really was into oils because I thought,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
oh, they give me headaches. I just can't stand the smell. And then when I got doTERRA oils, I didn't get
Mhm.
a headache from them. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And I found out there's no synthetics. And I was getting headaches from the
Mhm.
synthetic smells in the other oils.
Mhm.
So it's just one of those things where you want to be careful. So with the internal, I say only doTERRA. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but this is my recommendation. And
Mhm. Yeah.
I take, for example, I take On Guard, the one that you love, the one for the immune system.
Oh,
I take that every
yes.
day, and I do 1 or 2 drops in water, and I'll drink it. And this is what keeps my immune system online because, like a year and
Mm.
a half ago, I was quarantined because I didn't have an immune system anymore, and they were like, "You can't catch a cold because if you do, you might die." So, so it was a
Mm.
scary thing, and
Mm.
taking the On Guard oil is what brought my immune system back on. And I take it every day. And everybody else has gotten sick around me. And I'm the only one who's not getting sick every single time. And that's crazy. Like,
Mm.
you probably remember how many times I used to get bronchitis and pneumonia and sinus infections. Like, I would get 5 of them every single year. You know, it was horrible.
Mm.
So it's really amazing that I don't get those anymore. I'm so glad. So
Mhm.
I love doing the On Guard. I also put lemon in my water.
Got it.
Yeah, I put lemon in my water every day to help flush out.
Mm.
It's really good. It tastes delicious.
Mhm.
Yeah. The third way is topical. So this is kind of the number one way most people use them. We recommend diluting it with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. And I say fractionated because then it stays liquid at all temperatures. So especially in cold
Okay.
Canada, it's good to use the fractionated coconut oil. But yeah, so on the bottle, it'll say if you need to dilute it or not. When in doubt, always dilute.
Mhm.
It's usually 1 drop of coconut oil to 1 drop of essential oil. And that's for adults. For children,
Mm.
it changes. The dilution guide for children is a lot different. It's about a teaspoon of coconut oil to maybe however old they are. So let's say they're 2, you would do a teaspoon of coconut oil to 2 drops of essential oil. And then if they're 5, you would do a teaspoon of coconut oil to 5 drops of essential oil. So, you have to dilute it pretty significantly for kids because it is medicinal grade and their little livers
Mhm.
can handle a big dose, right? So, but for everybody else, you would just follow the directions on the bottle. It's usually a 1-to-1 ratio. And
Mhm.
the best way to I basically have 2 rules. I say, put it where it hurts, or if you're not sure, put it on the bottom of your feet. So, yeah,
Ah.
the bottom of your feet are very absorbent and a phenomenal way to just get that right into your system. It'll actually reach every cell in your body within 25 minutes when you put it on the bottom of your feet. So it can be counterintuitive, but let's say you're very stuffed up and you want to we have an oil called Easy Air, and it's really great for coughs and congestion and opening up your sinuses. So what I would do is I would put a drop in my hand, rub my hands together and rub it on the bottom of my feet. Just like, let's say this is the bottom of my foot. I would just rub it like that. And then I would do the other foot. And then I would probably take whatever was left and breathe it in. And that's how I would use it
Mhm.
together. And I
Okay.
might put some like just here under my nose maybe, or in the back of my neck so I could keep smelling it, that kind of thing.
Mm.
But
Okay.
that's kind of the way I use most of the oils is I will rub it on the bottom of my feet. Even when I'm feeling anxious and I want to use lavender, I'll put that on the bottom of my feet and then I'll smell in the rest, whatever's left on my hands. And
How many drops did you say?
usually just 1. It's usually,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's amazing how far 1 drop goes. It's incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 drop.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Without the coconut oil, just like that.
So some of them, it depends on the ones, right? So some of them will say that you don't need to dilute it. And then you would just put 1 drop in your hand, rub it together, rub it on the bottom of your feet. That's fine.
Mhm.
If they say they need to be diluted, you would put 1 drop of essential oil in your hand, 1 drop of coconut oil in your hand, mix it together, and rub that on the bottom of your feet.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people who do On Guard that way. They dilute it and roll it on the bottom of their feet every single night before bed. And that's a great time to do it is because it's your immune system's fighting all night long. So it's a great time to support it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So a lot of times too, I'll show you. I make these little rollers. You can get them at the dollar store or at the health food store. You can get them on Amazon. You can buy them from doTERRA, but they're just these rollers. And then I fill it up with, I do like half of whatever essential oil I want and then half of the coconut oil. And then I know it's already diluted. I can just shake it and rub it on the bottom of my feet. So I keep one right beside my bed every night.
Okay.
And then it's just easier and I don't have to think about it too much.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do I establish a foundation for optimal health? We have a phenomenal supplement pack. This is what got me out of bed. This is what gave me energy. Um, I started using this quite a few months ago now, like probably in February. And it really made a difference, like huge difference for me. And recently I had a surgery. And so I had to come off of all of my supplements for 2 weeks leading up to the surgery. And I was like, oh, this is a great chance to see if my supplements actually do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, they do. Like by within a week, I was like exhausted again, feeling foggy brained, cotton head, like having just so tired, really sluggish. And so I was pretty impressed actually how much they do for me. I like them because there's 3 in 1 basically. So um, the 3 that are in this pack, the first one's the Alpha Sierra. So it's an antioxidant. It has clove oil in it. So for example, on the antioxidant scale, carrots are like a 20. Blueberries are 200 on the antioxidant scale. So they're quite high in antioxidants. Clove oil is 1,000,000 on the antioxidant.
Wow. Oh,
So
wow.
it blows blueberries out of the water. So antioxidants help your cells to get rid of any oxidation in your body, which is like harmful chemicals. Oxidation can cause real problems with your cells. It can break down your cells. So even be a source of, other health issues like cancer and different things like that. So you want to make sure that your body is supported in getting rid of those things. So that's what the Alpha CRS does. The omegas are your fatty acids, basically, your omegas 3, 6, and 9. And it also has 9 essential oils in it. So frankincense and a bunch of others that help to calm your nervous system and help with cellular health all over. And the last one is basically a food supplement. So it's basically your greens, right? So your broccoli and your kale and spinach and all of those different things. They take it from whole foods and they put it together to give you your minerals and your vitamins as well that you need every day. And they just did a ton of surveys to figure out like what does the average North American eat, and then what is the deficit, and they made this based on the deficit. So I do find that people who eat really healthy maybe don't need a full dose, right? Or if your body's already doing quite well, but you're lacking energy, that kind of thing. This is the great thing to take, and you may not need a full dose, even just a half dose might be enough. So I like that too. I really love this supplements. They're great. And you can add different things to it, but it's a little overwhelming to look at it all, but basically it's a digestive enzyme and a probiotic that's amazing. It's really, really good. This one's for energy on the end here, and the deep blue is for aches and discomforts, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So let's get into the oils, and I'm going to just, here we go. Tell you what they do. So these are the top 10 oils that I'm going to go over today. You can get them in our Home Essentials kit and a couple of other kits that I'll tell you about later if you're ever interested. But I love that doTERRA puts these top 10 oils together, because these top 10 oils will help you address like 85% of your medicine cabinet needs. It's been amazing. Since we've used this, I've been able to make my own cleaners. I've been able to, like, all natural cleaners, which I love. I've been able to just replace like Advil and Tylenol and all kinds of things. Like even after my surgery, I did use the drugs that they gave me for a day or two, but then I was able to switch to the essential oils to manage my pain. And that was huge, because they had me on morphine, and they said I would need to be on morphine for a week. And I was only on it for 2 days, and then I switched over to the oils. So they really do work, which is amazing. So frankincense here, number 1, it's called the king of all oils. And there's a reason that they gave it to baby Jesus. It is amazing oil. Frankincense is hard to get oil, so it's more expensive. It's one of our more expensive oils. But there's a reason. It's because it supports healthy cellular function. So thinking about basically whatever your cell needs to do, it helps your cell to do that. It promotes feelings of relaxation. It can improve skin imperfections. So it's because of the cellular rejuvenation as well. It can help with scarring, healing scars, and that kind of thing. It also is an amazing immune system booster. Really good for
Oh,
the
wow.
immune system. Yes.
Okay.
So I wanted to focus on that because I guess our number one focus today is keeping yourself healthy. Frankincense is an amazing way to do that because it helps your cells to battle off any of the colds and things like that it might be.
Mm.
Frankincense is also something you can put, like I said, on your scars. But I actually take 2 drops under my tongue every single day. I just literally will go in the mirror, and I do it every day. And I do that to keep my inflammation down. It's an anti-inflammatory. So
Okay.
I will get really bad joint pain because of my autoimmune diseases. And the frankincense helps to keep that down. And if I miss a day of frankincense, I feel it the next day. It's incredible how much it's helped. When I first started taking it, I lost almost 14 pounds in inflammation in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was crazy. I had totally ballooned up with all of this inflammation and water weight and everything. And it just helped me to flush my system out. So I love this stuff. I use it for everything. There's a kind of a joke in the essential oil world. When in doubt, put frankincense on it, but there's seriously, when you're not sure, put frankincense. You have an open open wound, put frankincense on it, whatever you might need it for, put it on. It's really great for calming the nervous system as well. So a lot of people will add it to a roller and roll it up and down their spine if they're having anxiety or just nerve problems. A lot of people find healing from that. And I have read some studies that have shown that it helps to restore memory loss. There's a study that they did on rats, and they found that when they gave it to the rats for 40 days straight, the rats all of a sudden significantly improved in their memory.
Wow.
That was huge. A lot of people will take the frankincense whenever they have brain problems of any kind, whether brain lesions or just kind of even tumors, things like that. There's science that is showing how powerful this frankincense is. And I cannot say that it heals it. I'm not claiming that in any way, shape, or form, but the science is showing really promising results that it definitely influences it and can help support your body with healing.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay. I always spend a bit more time on the frankincense because there's so much to say. The rest we'll just go through. So Lemon oil smells amazing. Smells just like lemon. It's actually made from the rind, not from the fruit. So there's no citrus, or citric acid in it. So when you take it internally, it's not going to throw off the pH balance of your stomach, which is really good. If you already have acid reflux or things like that, you know that. So I take lemon 2 or 3 drops in my water, a glass of water every morning and every night. It just helps my liver to cleanse the stuff that it's been processing from the last day. Especially if I was doing painting or anything with a lot of chemical fumes or that kind of thing, I would definitely want to make sure I was drinking my lemon water.
Okay.
It also boosts your mood. It can, when you smell it, if you have it diffusing, it can really help pick you up and make you feel happy, which is really fun. And it's also really good for cleaning surfaces. So I use lemon in all my cleaners, and there's a reason that most cleaners smell like lemon, except it's fake lemon smell. But lemon really does, if you ever have a sticker that won't come off, put a drop of lemon on it and it'll peel right off within a couple seconds. It's amazing. I love it. I use it I have a whole video on how to make cleaners. So check that out on my Facebook page if you're interested.
Sure.
Lavender oil is one of my favorites. It smells so nice. I really like it a lot. It soothes occasional skin irritations. So, if you've ever had a bug bite or a burn or a sunburn, anything like that, right? A cut, anything that needs healing, you can put the lavender on there. It promotes peaceful sleep because it helps to reduce that tension and that anxiety. And there was a study that they released recently that said if you breathe in lavender for more than 5 minutes, it will significantly decrease your cortisol or your adrenaline.
Wow.
I know. So that's why diffusing it at night is such a good idea, because you're breathing it for more than 5 minutes and it lowers the adrenaline so you can actually get a good night's sleep. And that is so important because it helps you keep that cortisol down so that you actually get the deep sleep throughout the night and you're not waking up at 3 a.m, you know? Um, and the sleep is so important. If we don't get a good sleep, then our bodies can't stay healthy, right? So we want to make sure that we know that about lavender. It's also a natural antihistamine. So if you ever get, if you have allergies, lavender is the thing to use. So I'll just tell you now, I do something called the trio. Whenever I have seasonal allergies, I'll put 1 drop of lavender, 1 drop of lemon, and 1 drop of peppermint into about 2 ounces of water. So lavender, lemon, and peppermint into 2 ounces of water. And I will drink it and swirl it in my mouth and then swallow. And it is amazing. It's actually the first thing I used with doTERRA. And within like 3 to 5 minutes, my seasonal allergies had totally subsided. It worked faster than Benadryl or Aleve or anything like that. And it didn't have that weird like dry mouth feeling after, you know. I loved it. So lavender is the antihistamine. Lemon dries up the mucus and peppermint opens up your airways. So that's why it works so well. Yeah, it's so good. I also used to be on anxiety medication and I'm off of it now because of the lavender. So it's amazing. Okay, tea tree is the next one. It's cleansing and rejuvenating for the skin. So I use it whenever I get like an acne breakout, something like that, because my hormones are like, you know. I use it for that, and it works really well. I just literally will put it straight on. I'll just put like a little dab like this wherever I need to, and it works really great. It's phenomenal for your immune system because it's antifungal, and it's amazing. So I make sure to use this as well whenever I'm doing a mix or a blend of things to boost my immune system, because I want to get this in there too. It protects against environmental and seasonal threats as well. So also really great for seasonal allergies. And whenever you go to the pool, you know, afterwards you're like, oh, I don't want to get that foot fungus. Just rub this on the bottom of your feet and it'll kill anything that might be there. So it's a good one to use. Or if you ever think you might have molds in your house, you can diffuse this and it'll help to purify and clear the air as well, which is great. Oregano. Oregano is amazing for helping your immune system too. And the reason that it's so helpful is because it's antiviral. So, you know, the previous one was antifungal, this one's antiviral. And you know, when you go to the doctor and you're so sick and they're like, sorry, it's a virus, go home and sleep it off, right? The beautiful thing about oregano is because all of our oils are oils and your cells are also made up of oil, it can pass through the cell membrane and get into the cell and help combat anything that's in there, right? So if you have a virus that's in there, it can help to combat that virus. So this works really, really well. It is potent, this stuff. Oh my goodness. It's very cleansing. It's very purifying. It's an antioxidant. It helps with digestion. It helps with respiratory function. But one thing that's important to know is to not put this straight in your mouth. You know, I know that you can buy oregano oil from all kinds of places and they'll say, just put 2 drops under your tongue, right? Do not do that one because it is way too potent. It's so pure. It would burn your tongue. So what you would do, it would, yeah. So what you would do is you would maybe put it in your hand, put your coconut oil with it, rub it together and put it on the bottom of your feet. And then just put your socks on and wash your hands really well after. But that's the best way. So I'm going to give you a recipe in a few minutes for a flu balm. And I put oregano and melaleuca or tea tree oil. Melaleuca and tea tree are the same thing, by the way. Anyways, oregano, and I put tea tree and I put frankincense and lemon and a few other things, all the things that are great for boosting your immune system. I put it all in there together. And so I'll give you the recipe for that in a minute. Peppermint. Peppermint is beautiful for your respiratory function. So anything with like, with your lungs, basically coughing, asthma, issues breathing, anything like that, it really is supportive for your lungs. So I really recommend using it for that. I also use it to clear out my sinuses, especially for seasonal allergies, like I mentioned. So I will actually put a drop in my hand, and then I stick my thumb in the drop. And you can try this with, I think I sent you some peppermint oil. So you could put your thumb in and put it like this, right on the roof of your mouth, and just hold it there for a couple of seconds. And it will increase circulation to your brain, and it will clear out your sinuses. So it energizes you, and it helps you to breathe better. So I like to use it for energy too. In the afternoon when I'm feeling really tired, I'll put some on the roof of my mouth, and then I take whatever's left and I breathe it in. And then I might rub it on the back of my neck too, because it actually acts like a cold pack. So if I have a fever, I will put it on the back of my neck, and it just helps to cool me right down, which is amazing. It's also really good for digestion. So if you put it in a bit of water and drink it, not only will it make your breath smell fantastic, but it will also help you to digest things better. So I really like that for that reason. I already mentioned Easy Air. It has peppermint in it, but it helps maintain respiratory function. It promotes a restful sleep because you can actually breathe. And I like to say that Easy Air is like the natural version of Vicks VapoRub, it helps, like you rub it on your chest. You can rub it on the bottom of your feet. If you have problems with snoring, this will help you to open up your airways so that you don't snore. My husband, it's been a lifesaver. I joke that Easy Air is like saving marriages across the nation, It's lovely. Deep Blue is this little wee bottle here, but it is potent stuff. I love it. It's phenomenal for muscle and joint pain. So anytime if you're feeling like maybe you've just had a workout, or I don't know, you slept the wrong way and you wake up with your neck all cricked, I just rub it right in there, and it increases circulation to the area. It actually helps to relieve the pain from the area too, but it promotes a faster healing because of that increased circulation. And it's amazing. Like, I love this stuff. I use it all the time. All the time. You can get it in a lotion, and that's actually the stuff that I use mostly. But I'll rub it right into my joints when my joints hurt, and I'll rub it into my whole body. If like my muscles, wherever they're sore, I tend to get really tense in my neck. So I will massage it in there, and it feels so good. I love it so much. And it smells amazing. Okay, 2 more. Zengest. I don't have mine here. It's on my counter. Zengest, I call it my magic oil. It is so supportive for healthy digestion. It's amazing. If you ever have an upset stomach, bloating, gas, diarrhea, indigestion, anything you can think of, you just either will take it and dilute it with coconut oil and rub it on your belly. Within a few minutes, that pain will be gone. It's amazing. Like, I can't believe how fast it works. And I have celiac disease. So whenever I have gluten, I get horrible reactions. I swell right up. I usually have horrible joint pain for sometimes a month after having even a little bit by accident. And horrible indigestion, gas, all of that. And then usually I'm in the bathroom quite a lot as well. It's really bad. So I last time I accidentally got glutened, I call it. I use the Zengest. I put a couple drops in my water and I drink it. And then I also rubbed it on my belly every few hours. And honestly, within like about 3 or 4 days, I was back to normal. And normally it can take up to a month to get back to normal. Like, I was so shocked at how well it worked. So now I'm like, everybody needs this stuff. It's so good. Even like nausea or like car sickness, like motion sickness, it helps with that too. It's amazing stuff. I love it. It smells a bit like black licorice because it has fennel in it. So it's like fennel, peppermint, what else? Caraway, coriander, and a couple of other ginger. It's so good. It's such a good mix. And the last one is On Guard. So it supports our healthy immune system. I already mentioned it. It supports healthy respiratory function. I will rub this on the bottom of my feet pretty much every night. I also take a drop in my water whenever I'm feeling like something might be coming on. I gargle with it if I have a sore throat, and it helps to numb the throat a little bit because it has clove oil in it. So it really relieves that kind of feeling. My sister puts a drop in her coffee every day because she likes how it tastes in the coffee. And I think that's awesome. And it boosts her immune system at the same time. So her from getting sick over like when the rest of the family was sick and everything. So that was great. So those are all of the different things that they do. They're amazing. I love our oils so much. So how do I purchase oils if I wanted to? You can get your own wholesale account for free if you buy a starter kit, which I'll talk about in a second. Or you can get your membership, wholesale membership for $42 and then pick your own products. So it's a lot like Costco where, you know, you buy your membership and then you get an incredible discount, 25% off on everything that you buy for the whole year. You can renew annually if you want to for $30, but when you renew, you get a free peppermint oil. So it's basically a free membership, which is awesome. And there's also ways that there's like a loyalty rewards program where you can get an additional 10 to 30% off every single month. I am now getting 20% off on top of my 25% off. So I get 45% off of all my oils, which is amazing. And I love it. And I get my shipping back in points and things like that. So it's a great way to do it. I think doTERRA is incredibly generous. When you order, you get it within the week. It's usually within 3 to 5 business days. And then you let me know and that you got it. And then we would have a phone call and I would tell you how to use each of the oils again, because it can be hard to remember everything I said in this class. But we go over like, this is how you use the oils. And then from there, I actually make up like, so let's say you said what you wanted to focus on was digestion, immune system boosting, and energy. Let's just say those were your 3 top health concerns. Then I would actually make a plan for you on how to use the oils every single day for those specific health concerns. And I type it up and send it to you so you can just print it off and have it really handy, which I think makes it so much easier, you know? Plus I also send like a little welcome pack. So I send you a couple of those little empty rollers so you can make your own roller, and a few other little goodies in there as well. So it's a good thing to kind of get it, because whenever you get a kit, you also get the membership. So I'll show you the kits real quick. So this one's called the Aroma Touch Kit. It's 5 ml bottles. So I'll show you the difference. I don't know if you can see this or not. Can you see the difference between these two? Kind of?
I can only say Aroma Touch.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, those. Oh, sorry. Let me put it. No.
Okay.
Like they're really tiny.
Yeah, they're so tiny, right? So the bottles are 5 ml and they have about 85 to 90 drops in them, roughly. Versus the big bottles have about 250 to 300 drops in them, right? So just to keep that in mind. So these are little bottles. It has a few different oils. So it has the doTERRA Balance, which I didn't talk about today, but Balance is it's amazing. I love it. It supports your nervous system, helps keep you grounded. The Aroma Touch is for sore muscles and joints and that kind of thing. Has lavender, deep blue, tea tree, peppermint, wild orange, and On Guard in it. It also comes with fractionated coconut oil, so you can make your own mixes. And it comes with a diffuser. So it's a nice mix, but you already have a diffuser, so this might not be the one for you. Plus, it comes with a free membership. And so it's $180 for all of that. And you're saving $54.35 by buying it this way, which is nice. I like this kit if you don't have a diffuser, but otherwise I would say don't do this kit because it's missing the frankincense oil, the oregano oil, all of the ones that boost your immune system. So it's not great for if that's a focus, right? So I love this kit, the Home Essentials kit. It comes in 2 sizes, in a small bottle kit and a big bottle kit. So the small bottle kit is $185. And again, there's about 80 to 95 drops in the bottle. So it comes with that plus a membership, but no diffuser. And it's $185, so good price. You get all of these oils that I mentioned tonight, everything that I talked about, all top 10 of them, right? If you wanted to get the Home Essentials kit, this was the big bottle kit, 300 drops. So it's going to last like 3/4 of a year potentially, right? You can get all of the 10 oils plus a diffuser, which makes a really good gift if you already have one, or is also good because I have a diffuser in my living room, in my bedroom, and in my office, right? Because I hate moving them from one place to the next. So it's nice to have them in different rooms. So this one is $330. It's by far the best savings because you're getting the big bottle, saving $87.25 by getting it this way. But it's amazing because you're getting the frankincense oil, which is worth $90 on its own. Plus you're getting, all of the other 10 oils I talked about. So this one is a phenomenal immune boosting kit. It helps you make your own cleaners. It helps you do all of those different things. So I love that one. And the last one hold on. It keeps them jumping. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'll try doing it from this side. Here we go. This is the kit that I actually started with. It's called the Nature Solutions Kit. And it comes with the top 10 oils plus an Aroma Touch, a Serenity, which is phenomenal for sleep. I started using Serenity oil and my sleep quality went from like 64% to 90% on average, according to my phone app anyways. So it works. Like, it's amazing. So I use the Serenity oil, and then it also has something called Past Tense, which is phenomenal for headaches. You just roll it right on here, anywhere where you've got a headache, and it just works. Like, I've probably given it to maybe 20 different people to try, and it's worked every time within a few minutes. It's amazing. It also comes with those vitamins I was telling you about, the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It comes with all 3, plus the digestive enzyme. It also comes with a Deep Blue lotion. It comes with a shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste that are all natural, that have no harmful chemicals in them. And it also comes with hand soap as well. Again, no harmful chemicals. And it's important to note that, like, our scalp and under our tongue are our 2 most absorbent places in our entire body. So if you're going to switch out anything in your house and try to go natural, definitely shampoo, conditioner, and toothpaste is a really good way to start. Followed by your cleaners, because they're so potent, right? So it's a great way to get the toxic level down in your body. This one also comes with a diffuser that lasts for 10 hours. So I really like that. And then it comes with a box to keep your oils in so that they don't, break or anything. Plus the free membership. So this one is $600 for all of it. And it's kind of a, let me change my lifestyle kit, I dove right into it because I was like, I have to get my toxic load down. That was a huge reason I was so tired all the time. So once doing this, my daily headache stopped. So many things changed. It was incredible. I loved it. So obviously there are larger kits as well. Like, we have kits where you can get every single oil that we have. We have kits where you can buy like every single product that we own as well. So, there's lots of great options out there, but those are my 3 favorites. So the way that you would get started is you would actually go to, my website's not listed here, which is funny, but I'll stop sharing now and I will put it, I'm just going to put it in the chat. So you would go to my website, ruthpreston.com, and then, I think I have it open actually. Let me see here. I'll show you in a sec. And so you go to the website and you would click on Essential Oil tab at the top. Here, let me share it with you. Here we go. So you would click on the Essential Oils tab and then see how it says Get Started with Essential Oils. Click on that. My internet's slow. It might not load. We'll see. There we go. And once it's loaded, there will be like a little place that says, if you're ready to get started with your oils, click here. Here we go. So ready to get started. And you can just click right on that, or you can scroll down. And here's like a step-by-step. Click here, select your country, select where you want your items to ship from. So either you can select kits that are only from Canada or only from America. It's really nice that we get the option. The Americans can only select the American kits. We get both access to Canadian and Americans, so that's nice. And if you're wondering what they are, you can actually look here just above. There's the Canada enrollment kits and American enrollment kits. But the Home Essentials kit and the Natural Solutions are my favorite, so I recommend those. I think it's just the best bang for your buck, honestly, and it changes everything. So select your country, select where you want it from, pick whether you want to be a wholesale customer or if you want to be a wellness advocate and do what I'm doing. You can select that too. There's no extra costs for it, but then anytime somebody enrolls under you, you get a percentage of what they buy. And then you input your contact and shipping information. And then you add what you want to your cart. So if you want the Home Essentials kit, you would select that. Just make sure you select it in English. There's an English and a French version, and I have accidentally sent people the French one by accident. So make sure you get the English one. And then check out. That's it. So easy. So that's how we would do it. And actually, there are some specials right now where you can get, I don't know that I've updated it yet, but there was a special to get a free frankincense. That one's gone. But I believe it's a free Easy Air. I'm going to have to double check. And I'll send it I'll put it in the Facebook group. But there are some freebies happening right now too. So it's always a good time to get started. So do you have any questions for me about any of the oils, or do you have any questions about maybe some health challenges that you would want to overcome and how to use the oils for that?
I was thinking for myself, especially for pain, like monthly pain, like women's pain every month, that sort of thing. And then for allergies for my nephews, especially my nephew, one of them. And what's the other one? And for sleep, right? Like sleeping well and that sort of thing, like getting lots of rest.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the top 10 would actually address that. And I love it because when I first got my oils, I would make little roller blends and send them to my sister to use on my nephew. And, after a while, she loved them so much that she bought her own kit as well. But, it was a great way to share my oils with people because I was able to dilute it for them in the right dilution guide, and they didn't have to worry about it. They could just go ahead and put it on. So whenever you buy a kit, I can walk you through how to dilute it as well. Once you get it, I'll send roller bottles, and then, we'll FaceTime and I'll teach you how to dilute it and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's a great way to like send little gifts to family as well, which is so nice. And stuff that they'll actually use, right? That's a real benefit. So I love that. And Christmas time was a great time to have it too, for that reason. Seasonal allergies for sure. I would do that trio, the lavender, lemon, and peppermint. For monthly pain, we actually have an oil called Copaiba. And different people say different things. Some people will say Copaiba, I'm not sure. But I really like this one. It's actually, it works very similarly to the way that, what is it called? The way that basically, how weed calms the nervous system and stops the receptor sites from being reached, basically, so that you don't have pain. This does the same thing, but it has no impact whatsoever on your brain. It does not cause you to change cognitive function or anything like that. It's totally it's different in that way. But it's also a great immune booster too. But it specifically does block those pain receptor sites. So it's amazing for that reason. I used Copaiba when I was getting off of those pain medications. I took Copaiba 2 or 3 times a day under my tongue. And they say that consistent use helps it to work better. I found it worked pretty quickly. So, it's up to you how you want to use it. You can rub it right on the site. So you could rub it right on your abdomen where you're having those monthly pains. You can also take it internally. Another thing is clove oil actually helps your uterus to shed its lining better. So like it has like a better way of shedding so that you don't end up with a buildup every single month that causes pain. And there are oils that I would need to look up. So I'll just quickly look, but we do have oils for monthly pain, like we have something called Clary Calm, and it's a blend that helps with the pain. It helps with, if you get hot flashes and stuff like that during your monthly cycle, can calm that down too. But it's a good one. So yeah, there's quite a few different options, but I do think that, even using like lavender, I've heard a lot of people will use lavender and just rub that on their abdomen, and it really helps a lot. So, PMS. Yeah, it suggests lavender, and then the Clary Calm blend as well. And that helps even with the PMSing as well. Yeah, I'm just quickly looking to see if it says, I have this app and it's called Modern Essentials, and you can look up every oil and what they do. But you can also look up any kind of ailment, and then it tells you which oils to use. So it's phenomenal. Wow. Yeah, I love it. Rosemary is another good one if you ever have ovarian problems, like if there's ever like cysts or anything like that, you can rub the rosemary or the basil as well. Rub that right over your ovary area, and it really helps to calm those down. I actually had I had 6 cysts. They were endometriomas. They were filled with endometriosis material. Anyways, they showed up on, I've had so many scans. I've had MRIs. They showed up on the MRI. They showed up on every single scan I've ever had, any kind of like ultrasound or whatever. They're always there. They've been tracking them because they were growing, and they were really worried about them because if they burst, it would be septic, right? So they were like, oh, we need to remove those. So big part of my first surgery was trying to remove those as well. So I had been using basil and rosemary and rubbing it on the area every single day. Lots of prayer as well, and eating really clean. So, not feeding the endometriosis at all. And when they went in, they were all gone. The cysts were no longer there. It's like, what? Like, it was amazing. So I'm sure it was a combination of things, but it was incredible. I was like, what do you mean they're gone? What? So yeah, really cool. So there's lots of different, amazing. I know, so cool. Lots of different things that you can do for sure. With the different oils. It's amazing stuff. But rosemary is only $15. I think, I don't remember off the top of my head how much basil is, but it's also very inexpensive. So they're very reasonable. And what a lot of people do when they want an oil like that is they get the kit, but then they add on like the rosemary or the basil, one of the littler oils too. So there's lots of good options. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then you and I could just keep chatting your own special, requirements and things. But thanks everybody for joining and watching. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. Okay.